Hey, Bill, what you got there, Billy boy? What is it? Well, ain't that something? I don't think you want to share that, do you? You want to share that? You really are possessive of that. Anyway, snowstorm, March 11th, 2022. Very cold year. Coldest year I've seen in 25 years. Many more snowstorms than ever before. A couple of small ice storms. And, well, they weren't really small. Got branches all over the place from that. But the purpose in this video, and don't mind that, those are wrapped up figs. The purpose in this video is to update the polytunnel greenhouse. This is zone 7, and I've had this greenhouse for a few months, and it's been through the winter, all of the winter, and we had a really bad year. When I finally got the greenhouse, it was kind of late to plant, but here you can see the greenhouse is covered in snow. It's still quite warm in here. It's unheated, and I planted these vegetables that are winter hardy indoors. Really, nothing's winter hardy in zone 7 where I live outdoors. Everything just seems to, nothing seems to make it over the winter. Not even daikon radish. Turnips sometimes do most winters, but this winter a lot of them turned to mush from the cold because it got down to 10 Fahrenheit, which is quite a bit below zero freezing point, way below that in Celsius. These are oak leaf lettuces, which I trimmed yesterday. I've already harvested them. And I've got all the big leaves off these Japanese mustard spinaches, and I've already got all the regular spinach completely cut all the big leaves off of it. And you can see my seedlings have survived quite well in this cold weather. I've got beets and regular cabbage, kale, blue dinosaur kale. Got shallots, I got walking onions, which I've already trimmed quite a few times. They keep coming back. You can't even tell I trim them. They come back so fast. In about a week, they were already ready because it gets so hot here in the daytime if the sun is shining that they think it's spring. And I've got some butter crunch lettuce in that one pot already heading. I've got peas. These are all beets. Those are more Japanese spinach mustards. That is leeks, and they need some warm weather to get growing. There's a head of butter crunch in a pot. That's just regular dirt, which I don't recommend, but it's cheap and free. There's the peas I planted from transplants. There's an actual beet that survived the cold. Most of them didn't. The reason that these little beets down here in the transplants have survived is because I had them indoors in a house. Seedlings don't take it really cold. Anything below 20 Fahrenheit, and a seedling shouldn't be out there in it. But now that these seedlings are a little larger, they have tolerated 20 degrees just fine. So that's just what I've learned, is that a seedling can't take the cold the way an adult plant can. Of course, we know that warm weather plants like tomatoes, peppers, and eggplants can't take the cold at all, no matter how old they are. And just wanted to update the polytunnel. In zone 7, unheated, you can still grow an awful lot of stuff in the winter. You see that. I also learned something else. On the ground, low, next to the ground, is a much better place to grow things in a polytunnel because seedlings are warmer down there at night and cooler down there in the day. So the temperatures are moderated better down low. When I propped the flats of the seedlings up on top of the containers, they wilted more and got much hotter in the daytime, and at night they got burned by freeze, sometimes a little. Nothing's ever died out here, and I did an experiment by accident. I left a flat of seedlings outside only 5 minutes after dark. Frost hit it and killed the whole flat. I think they were cabbage. Killed the whole flat. Meanwhile, I left another flat inside, and you see that they were fine. And I left them all night in the greenhouse. So even unheated, without any warmth in here at all, the greenhouse does keep it much better. I don't know how it works, because I'm sure the temperature was probably the same in here as it was out there by the middle of the night. But just being sheltered in here without moving air or something, I don't know, keeps them going. But you see my peas are doing really well, and they're only about 2 weeks old, and they're really growing. And the spinach, you should have seen it yesterday before I picked it. It was so big. And the lettuce was thicker, but you know what? In a week, I'll have to pick it again because it'll be so thick. And all those weeds you see out there in there, they're edible too. This is chickweed. You can eat that. It's delicious. And this is vetch. You can eat that. And this is henbit. You can eat that. And most of the weeds I have are this cress. That's not cress. This is cress. This cress, you can eat that. It's pepper cress. It's really delicious. It's peppery hot, but it's good in a salad too. So there's the update. And I'm going to go ahead and try and do a little experiment since I had the seeds free. I'm going to go ahead and plant those long day onions here where I'm supposed to have intermediate day onions in the central United States. I'm going to go ahead and plant them here and see if those long day onions can go ahead and bulb, because I think they're actually going to bulb. And the reason is they appear to be bulbing already. If you look close at them, it looks like they're getting bulbs. I mean, they look like they're thickening up at the base. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to go ahead and grow them. These are yellow Spanish onions. Long day variety. So we'll check it out. But you see where I cut all these big spinach leaves off? They were huge. Made a big bag of them. Gotta say, I wish I had got this polytunnel a long time ago, because I like it. It's so fun in here because it's not cold. Here I am walking out in a snowstorm, and I'm nice and cozy in this little igloo covered in a snow house. I love it. And I got fresh greens, which I could never have outside in my garden, because outside in my garden they would all be dead. Everything, even the wild plants, are dead to the ground or solid dormant. Nothing can take this cold. Nothing. And I got these watering cans. They're at Tractor Supply Company. They hold a lot. They hold 2.5 gallons, and they work really well. And I've had them before. I left them out in the sun for quite a few years, and they ended up cracking and leaking. But they are a bargain. So that's a good thing to get. Well, I got to get out of here. You can see my garden there. I planted that with many, many types of wintergreens. But you sure wouldn't know it, because none of them made it. None of them made it. Got to close this back up. I don't zip it. I just leave it. That zipper zip, but this one's not. I just leave it like that, and I come and go through here. And when it gets really hot, I just pin this door back that way. Pin it up. It works great. And you can see it's below freezing. Water's starting to freeze. It's getting ready to get night. And as soon as it gets dark, it's going to get really cold. Billy, are you still playing with that thing, whatever it is? Okay. The horses are happy. Everybody's fed. Everybody's happy. Time to go in. I am ready for spring and summer. I just hope it's a good year.